Hi everybody, and welcome to this channel, Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, and welcome back to my returning subscribers from my other channel. I am grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you have been giving me on this YouTube journey. Make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and let me know how this general reading is resonating with you. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, and make sure that you hit that notification bell so you know when I post videos and when I go live on a daily basis. And you can always share the videos with somebody who you may think needs the message or will resonate with it. Excuse Mercury retrograde, right? This video is for the star sign of Cancer, and it is for the blood moon lunar eclipse we got coming in Virgo. We also are in Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Pisces and Virgo are polar opposites. Pisces rules the 12th house of the subconscious, your intuition, hidden enemies, karma. Virgo rules the body, your health, your self-esteem, perfectionism. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this. So in early March 2026, a rare and intense astrological doubleheader occurs as Mercury retrograde coincides with the total lunar blood eclipse in Virgo. Mercury retrograde, the cycle begins on February 26, 2026 in the sign of Pisces and lasts until March 20th, 2026. This is not a good time to sign contracts. It is not a good time to make major life changes. There will be a lot of miscommunication, a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of technological things happening with your phone, your computer, your internet, all right? The total lunar blood eclipse, the eclipse reaches its peak on March 3rd, 2026 in the star sign of Virgo at 12 degrees. It is dubbed a blood moon because the moon will take on a reddish hue for approximately 58 minutes during the totality of the total lunar eclipse. The combination of these two events create a period of high intensity and a cosmic plot twist. On a personal reckoning, because the eclipse occurs in Virgo, it serves as a powerful mirroring accelerate when it's often a time for shedding old identities, especially for those with Virgo or Pisces placements. So you may have to go to your natal chart and see where Virgo and Pisces lay in your birth chart. Communication madness with Mercury, Virgo's ruler, currently retrograde in Pisces. Its energy is compromised. This can lead to incomplete information, major second guessing of routines, and resurfacing of old relationship issues. Relationship focus. If for Virgo specifically, this hits the house of the partnerships, the 7th house. Potentially bringing back exes or forcing a reassessment of a current relationship value. Slow down. Don't rush into big decisions or massive declarations, because during the first week of March, Mercury is compromised. Treat any major news or negotiations with caution, as information may be incomplete, such as missing pieces of the puzzles or holes in people's stories. Okay? Practice self-compromise. Use the blood moon energy for shadow work, identifying and releasing patterns that no longer serve you. All right, so all that will help. That's a little bit about the Mercury retrograde and the lunar eclipse energy. I googled it. You can Google it. Google Cancer. Google it and find out some more information. But the first thing I would do is a natal chart if you don't know what it is. All right. There's 3 different kinds. There's the sidereal, there's the tropical, and there's the draconian. Oh, there's 4. The Vedic. There's 4 of them there. I recommend the tropical until you learn it, and then you can move on into the other 3. All right. The Vedic astrology tells more about what your purpose is, when certain transits come along, what the purpose of them are. It's actually very interesting. All right. But hey, I'm just a teacher here. Do I know everything? No. But what I learn, I will teach you guys. Cancer, this card popped out. It's time to give rather than take with the new moon in Virgo. So it's time to give yourself a break. Go within that heart space. Whatever is blocking you from giving and receiving, it's time to heal that aspect in the heart space. It is time to meditate. It is time to raise your self-esteem, raise your self-worth. That card flipped out, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it back in the deck. We're going to go ahead and cut it. If it comes out again, then we'll keep it. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. So we are talking about the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. And Virgo, yes, is very close to the South Node, Cancer. So these are repetitive patterns or habits that have held you back in your situations, maybe in your past situations, when it comes to being authentic, when it comes to pouring out your emotions, right? So Cancer, some sort of a personal issue is going to be resolved here, which talks about these repetitive patterns, these repetitive habits that keep you in your comfort zone. All right. When it comes to limiting yourself, a limited belief system. All right. So you see here, of course, I just threw something else. I don't know what it is. I don't care. Oh, piece of paper. All right. So you can see this feminine, and the moon represents the feminine aspect or the unconscious. The sun represents the masculine aspect or the consciousness. All right. So here you are. Your feminine side is pouring out these emotions, all these bottled up emotions that you have held in when it comes to not feeling worthy, having self-esteem, having an unhealthy self-esteem, on a personal level, taking things personally, right? Where you're going to be able to be more authentic and be able to show the world who you truly are. Maybe you're very gifted, you're psychic, you're medium, and because of having people kick dirt at you and throw rocks at you and judge you, instead of becoming who you are, you bottle it all up. And this is a pattern, a repetitive pattern that you can heal, that you can resolve in this full moon energy. Maybe feeling at home in your body, feeling at home within your heart space, because underneath that we have Leo, which talks about the heart space. So the end of this cycle is approaching you very, very quickly. All right. So let's go ahead and, oh, wrong deck. We're going to pull, this is the Earth Magic Oracle deck for Cancers. Because Virgo is an earth sign, I felt called to this deck. So you're letting go of this limited belief system of not feeling worthy, of lack of self-respect, not being respected from the past people. whenever you were authentic? What did they do when you were vulnerable? You opened up to them and they turned around and threw it back at you. This is a repetitive pattern of unhealthy self-esteem, unhealthy relationships, past patterns, past habits of holding back your emotions or holding back communication due to fear of rocking the boat. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Shaman, ancient healing wisdom. This, look at that card, look how beautiful. So you may be a shaman, and you're about to come clean with that. Ancient healing wisdom. This is so beautiful. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. Cave, sanctuary. So you may have been here since the caveman days. You may have been somebody who, like Nordic, somebody who crossed, okay, nomad, Nordic. I'm seeing a Nordic. They kind of, this is kind of like the image they're showing me, but not exact, right? The ones who walked across when all the continents were connected, the upper continents like North America and Europe and all, and Antarctica and all that. All these continents used to be connected. And because the earth changes, just like we change, you know, earthquakes have broke them apart. But they're showing me back in the day when all them continents were connected and you were nomad. And you would go where you could find survival, shelter, food, right? You would be this nomad walking across the ice, across Antarctica, right? And you were all bundled up. And I feel like in them days, in that past life, you were a shaman. And you have this ancient healing wisdom within you. Right? That's why I'm seeing the icebergs and the cave dwellings. You may have lived in the caves. That was your form of security, stability, like your safe refuge. You would travel where the weather was warmer, where you could survive, right? And during them times, you would write hieroglyphics on the walls, right? During them time frames. I feel like you're a very ancient soul. And now, with the Virgo in the lunar eclipse, in the springtime, you're going through a rebirth and you're reconnecting with that healing energy. I also feel, Cancer, when we had last year, when we had the autumn equinox with the solar eclipse in Virgo, I feel like you released a lot of things. You released a lot of like clearing out generational habits and patterns from your past, the generations and generations, right? Because you just had this wisdom within you of how to do it, how to heal. You are a shaman. Like, this is beautiful, Cancer. A deep, compassionate eyes of this Native American shaman portray the wisdom of one who has seen and who knows. He has witnessed visions, spirits, suffering, and joy, and knows that everything that exists has spirits intentionality behind it. Able to travel beyond the veil of ordinary reality, This shaman's primary assignment is to discern and maintain balance between what his human community takes from the natural world and what it gives back. When this relationship is out of balance, the shaman must do whatever is necessary to restore it. Balance equals healing. The shaman lives his life in ceremony and treats everything with reverence, including the great mystery of death and the even greater mystery of life. He works with his spirit helpers, including his ancestral spirits, to help him in service to his people and to Earth Mother, providing a liaison between the spiritual and physical worlds. Charged with relieving suffering as one of his priority, the shaman does so by first always tending to the spiritual wound, the source of all illness. These healing powers have been passed along over the millennia from the ancient ones who knew the healing and curative powers of spirit. And illnesses, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, stem from the illness of spirit. It may be due to soul loss, psychic intrusions, ancestral karma, or any other spiritual causes that it could be contributing to the manifest condition for which you seek help. Wow, let me repeat that. It may be due to soul loss, psychic intrusions, ancestral karma, or any other spiritual causes that may be contributing to the manifest condition for which you seek help. Whatever other methodologies or remedies you pursue, whether allopathic, alternative, or combination, let the healing of your spirit be your priority. Know that the deepest spiritual wound is the illusion of being separate from Source, God, Great Spirit, or whatever name you give the Creator. It is the trick of the mind that creates the sense of separation. This is a time for deep healing, starting with your relationship with Spirit. Call upon your spirit guides and ancestors to help you with any emotional, mental, or physical healing that you need. Call upon a Creator to assist you in mending any rift in your relationship with the Spirit. Choose thoughts that support wholeness and well-being. Allow any darker thoughts or shadows to appear as well, but simply observe them as they arise in consciousness, then dissolve. See yourself as healed, whole, and complete, and it shall be. So that's what it's talking about. Practice self-compromise. Use the blood moon energy for shadow work, identifying the shadow, and then releasing the patterns that have held you back in the past that no longer serve you on a personal level. Alrighty, I don't even know what to say to that. I just do. Unless you are a shaman in a past life, or you have shamanic abilities. Maybe this is what's activating within you. So you may have had a psychic intrusion that disconnected you from spirit. Possibly in a past life, or just in the past in general. Trying to steal your soul. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Spirit of the dummy, weak, follower, and clueless. So you could have had somebody follow you through your past life. Alright, I'm going to keep going. Yeah, spirit of connections, fated meetings, soulmate, divine counterpart. Spirit of the fox, sly, cunning, and strategy. You absolutely had somebody from a past life who was following you through each life that was very sly, very cunning, and they had a plan to psychically attack you, try to steal your soul. Somebody who tried to make you clueless to the ancient wisdom within you. But this is being resolved. This could have been a Leo. And the Capricorn rules the demons. On the bottom of that, yep, you have a sneaky snake who was being dominant over your crown chakra. But you have the ability to transmute that. So that you can see clearly and reconnect to your intuitive self, your divine feminine. So you may have been carrying these thorns, the crown of thorns. Alright, let's keep moving on. Get some more information. Could have been an Aquarius, could have been another Cancer, could have been a Leo, a Capricorn, Virgo, Pisces. It could have been a couple, 2 people. Could have been a karmic soulmate. Spirited dummy, weak, follower, and clueless. Fall. So it's something about the fall time. They could have been doing magic, burning candles on your sacral chakra. Spirit of connection. Yeah, abandoned. They wanted you to feel abandoned. They wanted to play on your weakness, and they thought they were sly. They thought they were cunning. Spirit of fox, refocus. So here you are, Cancer. You are refocusing and going through this emotional storm. And as you reach through this personal emotional storm, you're going to complete and resolve any personal issues within a particular partnership or with the people around you. You could have had a particular connection that abandoned you, that left you there. Yeah, understanding. Pride and ego and divine timing, right? Understanding that ego, that limited belief system, the pride and ego getting in somebody's way when it comes to divine timing, self-worth, family, recognition. So you're recognizing something. You're recognizing your own self-worth, your own self-respect. Twin flame. Ascending. You're on a twin flame journey. So you're understanding the snakes. You're seeing the snakes in the grass. You're understanding who was a hidden enemy and who was trying to dominate your energy, right? And you know that they did it out of pride and ego. But you transmuted it, which makes perfect sense while I was feeling something about last September, the solar eclipse in Virgo. That may have been when you transmuted it. And now you released it, and now in this spring equinox in March, you are completing your rebirth. They wanted you submerged in this iciness. They wanted you to be clueless as to who was doing this. This person was, it could have been your child, but it could be mostly about your inner child feeling abandoned, feeling these wounds of abandonment. And somebody thought they were sly. Somebody thought they were very cunning, and they were playing on that weakness of abandonment as a child. And they worked with other people to work on your sacral chakra, but I feel like you're purging that sacral chakra, and you're realizing who you are, and that you're ancient and you're very wise, or else they're realizing it, one of the two. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Spirit of dummy, weak, clueless, and follower. Yeah, they followed you. And fall. Yep, three of swords in reverse. You are healing that heartache. It could have been 3 people, 3 particular relationships that broke you. But here you are, healing that heartache. Spirit of connections, fated meetings, soulmate, divine counterpart, abandoned. 10 of Cups. So definitely feeling abandoned by your family. 13 here, putting an ending to it, laying it to rest. Spirit of Fox, sly, cunning, and strategy, and refocus. And we have the 7 of Swords. So the real villain is about to be exposed. We have 10-10 coming through here. 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups. But the 10 of Swords is in reverse, so the only place to go is up, because this cycle has completed. Somebody in your family may want to reach out. And I feel like somebody around you, maybe that you called family, wants to reach out. But the villain, the real villain, is about to be exposed in this energy. Can we clarify the 3 of Swords in reverse, please and thank you? The Fool. They thought you were a fool. They thought you were a fool. They thought you were weak. They thought that they could fool you. 10 of Cups, abandonment, and spirit of connections. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Something about karma, fate. 10-10-10 coming through. This talks about karma. This was a karmic connection. A karmic soulmate. Who thought you were weak, who thought you was a fool. And they were very cunning. They had some sort of a plan to play on your weakness, your inner child weakness, your abandonment issues. The 7 of Swords in reverse. 10 of Wands. Yep. So the real villain is about to be exposed here. And the victim is about to be cleared, because somebody was definitely being a victim here, playing, or either was victimized. They were carrying a lot of heaviness in these wounds, these childhood wounds. So therefore, Cancer, one of the patterns that is repetitive is the habit of people pleasing. Trying to win people over by making them happy, by offering them your cup of love. And in return, they would take a cup of love and dump it on your face. This could be your own family who outcasted you, on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. We have an Empress here. Somebody could have been trying to ruin your reputation. And they were celebrating that. The Empress in reverse is somebody who's very promiscuous, somebody who's unable to see both sides, somebody who lacks empathy. This is somebody who lacks empathy. This is a fake divine feminine who has some sort of an addiction here. Could be a mother figure, has some sort of an addiction, but this person worked with other people. Oh yeah, absolutely. We have the King of Pentacles and we have the High Priestess in reverse. So somebody who was definitely abusing their power here. Somebody who I feel was trying to take your destiny, do a destiny swap. And they didn't want you to see who it was. And now this real villain is about to be exposed. Right? These three people who were doing it. Third party situations coming through strong. Could be 6 people. Yeah, the High Priestess is somebody who abuses their power, abuses their visions, abuses their magic. And look, what's next is a Magician. So this person could have been casting magic on a divine counterpart, but also this could be a karmic partner, a karmic soulmate who has followed you from life to life to life. And they always had a plan to defeat you. But this person thought they were slick. They thought you were weak. They thought you were weak, and you were cunning and clueless to who they are. But guess what? Now it's about to be exposed. Thank you for watching and have a great day.